Alright, so I'm salvaging some fans out of a warehouse, so I'm going to be showing it in this video for the storage vlogs. The stuff that I've been salvaging, and also I'm cleaning in with some organizing, and mostly just moving them into the storage unit properly so it's not just tossed in there. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut it here and then show the first batch of fans I got out of the warehouse. Alright, so here's the first batch of fans from that warehouse. 5 servo lines and 2 Neutron Pro lines. Yeah, this is the one that was put aside for me, and the other ones were in the dumpster that I fished out because the other workers didn't know about it. Thankfully, they weren't buried deep, except for one, this fella here. But so I had to leave it behind at first, but then I went back later in the day because I was on my lunch break at work, and it was close by, and basically I just didn't have the time to dig it out and move stuff. But I took off 2 of the blades later on in the day, and I was able to get it out that way. So the Silverline blades some of them are Mago and some of them aren't, just because there was stuff on top of them. And plus Silverline blades are pretty delicate in some ways. They're strong, but they can bend easily, but they're also very easy to bend back. The Proline blades are in pretty good shape. This is for the one that's right there, and this one's for that one there. I'm assuming this one wasn't working for quite some time because the blades are pretty clean on the bottom, unless they cleaned it off for me before, because this was the one that was put aside. But yeah. So I'm gonna roll these in and I'm gonna head back there because the guy told me they should have the other fans taken out for me later today. So I just wanted to make space in the car. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and drop them off in here. I already know where I can put a lot of the blades, like up there, because they're just straight blades and they're already beat up, so I really don't care if they get more damaged up, except for the Proline blades. That's a different story. But Silverline blades, I'm gonna be restoring all these fans anyways, touching them up with paint and such for the ones that have scuffs on them. And the silver lines are mostly going to be replaced with stock fans anyway, so they get scratched up in here, and I really don't care, because there are a dime of a dozen in this area. So yeah. But yeah, let me go ahead and unload them, and then I'll pick it up in a little bit. All right, so I got those fans put in place. I got the 2 Pro lines down there, and some of the silver lines are scattered around, like that one, that one. I'm trying to think of where the other few are, but the blades are all here as well for them, like mostly down there and such. Pro line blades I made sure to put there, but the silver line blades I kind of stuffed back there because they're all pretty bent anyway. So yeah. But yeah, when I come with the next batch of fans, there's a few more silver lines right there. Definitely gonna pull some stuff out to organize it before moving some stuff in, because I already know that if I stuff any more stuff in there like this, it's just gonna come crashing down. So I'm gonna try to move some of the stuff, like move some of the loose motors towards the back area, like where some of that new unbox stuff is. Basically not where this Minka Air Mesa is, but where that one in the back is. And such, since that's usually the corner I don't really go into as much anyways. And such, so yeah, that way I can kind of get some of the bins I need to bring over here up front, and all this miscellaneous stuff can kind of go towards the back over there. Not all of it, but some of it and such. But yeah, let me go ahead and lock it up, and then I'll pick it up when I'm here next time. All right, so here are the other few fans I got from the place. Here are the 3 silver lines in the Ulite Airmaster. These ones I was able to get right as I was taking them down, basically. So the blades on these are not bent at all. But yeah, filthy. And those are just a few blades that were in my car that I needed to get out anyways and such. But yeah, these silver lines are actually in better shape than the ones I brought here before. Look, I mean, the bearings on 2 of them are a little bit stiff as well. Not super stiff, but I mean, every single one of them could use some oil, to be honest. Just for the location it was in, it definitely had a lot of moisture or some sort of humidity in there from the looks of it. But yeah, let me start moving some stuff out into the open, and that way I can dig into the unit, move some of the miscellaneous stuff, motors and all that good stuff towards the back area over there, and just kind of have them piled on top of each other. I'll do this more so with the ones that are already in rough shape and such, or stuff that's replacing stock, like the silver lines and such. And the blades that are pretty filthy, I'm gonna put up to the top area, where there's already a few other blades up there that are dusty, just because I don't want them getting all the other stuff down over here dusty. Like these blades, for an example. I'm gonna try to maybe move some of those out over to that side, but if not, I'll just move the ones I have over here that aren't bent. But yeah, let me go ahead and get started, and I'll pick it up in a little bit. All right, so I got some stuff moved out of the way, and this is where I'm at right now. Some of the blades I kind of tucked away when I was last here are starting to fall off, so I'm just gonna move those out from there. Even the ones that are pretty bent, possibly, just to have them out of the way so I can just slide all this out pretty easily after moving some of that stuff. So I can just get to the back area right there and just move some of this miscellaneous stuff to the back. More so the motors, if anything. And that way, it will just mostly be boxes up front that I need to pull out. So once I get the bins over here, I can just kind of move some of those motors that were back there into those bins. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'll pick it up in a little bit. So yeah, moving that stuff out of the way. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely move all of these dirty blades from those silver lines back there, just so also just to kind of keep that bottom area clear of blades so they don't keep falling out. And also they are filthy, so I'd rather keep them back there, not up front. Because that's what I've been doing, is like if I have blades I need to wipe down at some point, I just put them back there, even though those ones have been there for a while. That's just more so because I'd rather keep them on top of those boxes there so they don't get damaged or anything. Even though the majority of these blades are already bent. Like now tomorrow, if I can put them over there, at least they'll be out of the way and they won't get any more bent than they already are. So let me go ahead and move some of the stuff out of the way, and then I'll keep going from there. All right, so I moved some more of these boxes and bins out of the way. This bin right here is just glassware, so I didn't want to use that over here, since I'm going to kind of use these just to kind of get up there and just move the blades over there. And I'm going to move that housing over there a little bit. But I did turn these two back on because since I'm going to be working on this side and I'm going to be in the top area for the most part, I don't want to hit the blades, but I also do need some air movement, so I think I turned these two fans back on. So yeah, let me go ahead and start moving some of these blades because of this. All right, so I got some more of those blades out of the way from the bottom, and I did move the boxes and bins that were in this path, so now it's just to get in the back area there, which I'm just gonna stand on the corners of the blades on the bins and such, and just get up there. I know some people might say, "Oh, don't do the bins; the weights can damage." A lot of the weights are kind of damaged anyway, so I do need to replace some of them regardless. So, yeah, as long as I stand on the corners, that's fine. If I stand anywhere more in the middle is where they can crack more easily. But the weights are honestly not really the strongest, but the sides of them are where they can hold more weight. So that's what I always do when I stand on them. But yeah, so now I just kind of shift some of this stuff over onto that side, like that housing for the hugger, that table fan. It's the one that used to be next to the piano in my bedroom back when I was using that keyboard, but I know I'm gone now since I sold it. But aside from that, I'm just gonna move a lot of these filthy blades that go to the silver ones. I'm gonna keep one set up close just because I want to bring one of them home to wipe up, to have a fan on, or not the bent ones, but the ones I just got that aren't bent. I'm gonna try to keep those ones closer to the front, that way I can grab them quicker to wipe them down, because those ones don't need any work, they just need to be cleaned up, whereas the ones that are bent, I'm not gonna get to right away, because honestly around this time of the year, there's not too many places that I know of that I can swap them out within. The place that I'm thinking of holding on to a bunch of them for and to swap out, they're not open until the spring or summer. So yeah, and I still have some of the other silver lines that I got from a few years ago back from the 90s, whereas these are the 2000 era ones. So I have like probably over like 12 or 13 of them altogether. So obviously I'm gonna keep a few of them, but yeah, let me go ahead and move the stuff back here, and then I'll pick it up from there. All right, so I'm up in this back area, and I got all the blades that are bent put over here. So I have them lined up like this, one on top of the other. I'm trying to keep them from piling on top of each other because since they're all bent, they're gonna stack up too high. If they were all straightened out, that's a different story, but since they're not, I'm just laying them aside from each other like this. And the Proline ones I left like this for the most part, and then there's these three. Cause I know one of these ones right here are bent, and I just don't want it to hit this one here. So, yeah. But as for these Silverline blades that are bent, they're all lined up over here. I know the fans are probably gonna get a bit more dusty since they're gonna be spinning around and such, and the dust is kind of loose on them. But at the end of the day, the shop fans, I really could care less if these Miguel Mesas get that dirty, which I'm surprised they really aren't that bad. That's all this one's gotten so far. Which I'm actually kind of surprised it's finally, I'm surprised that I'm not, but then again, I'm not here all the time. So whatever dust they move around is probably just a little bit that's in here. And it's probably from those white and brass blades there. But yeah, I did shut this one off here just because I'm kind of close to it. So I didn't want to hit it. And also I'm noticing it's starting to go down quite a bit compared to that one. So I'm going to probably leave this one off for a bit until I move some of the stuff up here that's adding weight to it. That's bringing it down a little bit more than it normally would. And also to try to figure out if I can get a way to straighten out this cage. Because it was already bent like that when I first moved into the unit. So, yeah. But, yeah, and that way also I don't risk hitting it any more than it already was with the original blade arms. Since this blade arm set is from the original Miguel Mesa from the basement, and since this one's already kind of crooked because of the way the ceiling is, it's already going to be a bit easier to hit it compared to the other three. So for the meantime, I'm going to be keeping this fan off until I get the ceiling on it fixed up and such. But yeah, now to bring in the blades I just brought over today and move some of the Silverline motors over here. I'm going to be moving this fan out of the way and probably put it somewhere like over here and such. Because basically, the stuff that's filthy, I want to keep it in one area that way. And also in areas that are kind of covered up, like it's just box stuff here. So that way it doesn't spread around the dirt as much. But yeah, let me go ahead and get down from here and move more stuff in, and then I'll pick it up from there. Alright, so I have the 5 Silverlines here from the first batch of fans that I got. And those are the ones I got today that are in cleaner shape. I might be putting all 5 of these back there, I'm not sure. A few of them definitely need some work cosmetically, but they all need more bearing work than out of all of the Silverlines. One of them's locked up, kind of. This one here, but that's more so because when I was pulling it out of the dumpster, I think something got bent on the shaft, so that's why it's not spinning properly. So, yeah, that one I'm not sure if it's going to be a parts one at this point or not, but it's not a big deal. As these things are super common in this area, and I got these all for free. And I have even more Silverlines. These are all, for the most part, replacement stock, except for like a few, because I want to at least have 3 or 4 Silverlines left in general. But, yeah, like this one here has bearing noise to it. Bottom's not too bad, but that's bent, so there's that. This one here, bottom's pretty good, so like I might keep this one up front. I mean, this one's a little bit scuffed in the bottom. And these are the ones, for the most part, that were all in the dumpster. Yeah, these were all in the dumpster anyways, so. Yeah, these ones all have some bearing issue of sorts. Except for that one, I think. Yeah, in fact, this is the one that I pulled out of the dumpster that was buried underneath everything, and the other ones were the ones that were more to the surface area. Whereas those never made it to the dumpster, thankfully. As it was also because the word didn't get spread out to the rest of the electricians that they were not to get tossed out, but the dumpster wasn't deep enough and they were on the top for the most part. just a few things on top of the blades, which is why a lot of them got bent. But yeah, but these were all in the back area. Then these ones were up front with the Air Master relight right there. So yeah, let me go ahead and start. I'm probably gonna put all of these back there, to be honest, just because I know they all need work, and keep at least two of, maybe another one of those ones there, but facing upwards so the bottom doesn't get scratched up. Because these ones probably will need some touch-up paint to begin with. But if I'm gonna offer up anything for replacement stock in the meantime, I'd rather use the ones that are in better shape, that don't need as much work, and probably just a wipe down at most. Whereas these I definitely need to touch up because they do have some paint loss on the bottom. But yeah, let me go ahead and start moving the motors into here, and then I'll pick it up from there. So I got this area put back, and then start over here as well. I also put in the 3 servo lines I just brought with me with the Air Master. I was gonna bring them back, 1 or 2 of them back with me, but I realized, despite them having better bearings than the ones I already stuffed further in the back, the 5 of them, these ones also have somewhat noisy bearings. So instead of bringing it back to wipe down, I'd rather wait until I get the oil from them and everything, because I don't want to offer up fans that have noisy bearings as replacement stock. So I'd rather wait until I get that situated. So yeah, I mean, these ones are in the best shape cosmetically, pretty much. It's just the bearings are a little bit noisy on them, but being in a warehouse that's for almost 20 years, and I definitely seem to have gotten some sort of moisture by the looks of it. Definitely, I'm not surprised that the bearings are a little bit noisy, especially since they definitely were never cleaned, I bet. So yeah, I'm surprised these ones actually aren't as bad as the ones that are in the back, but probably got more dirt in the back area anyways. So yeah, let me go ahead and load up everything else that's still out here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video. I just put in the blades that go to these 3 right here, and the corners of them I actually noticed that they have a little bit of rust to them, so that definitely confirms my theory about getting some moisture exposure. I mean, they do have the bay doors open, so I'm not too surprised. And it was a shampoo factory of all places, so there's definitely gonna be a lot of moisture in that situation. So yeah. All right, so everything's back in the unit. I'm leaving these 2 off. I already said why I'm leaving this one off, but next time I come here, I'm gonna have to move a lot of the stuff out of the way to begin with. So by leaving it off, it'll kind of remind me that I need to move this, that the stuff isn't going to clear it for the most part if I start moving stuff. So I'd rather leave it off to begin with. Plus, we're already in the fall time, so it's not like I'm going to need it to be cool in here all the time. Just leaving the 2 back ones should be enough for this time of the year. But yeah, next time I come, should have the last fan or so from the warehouse. Hopefully the neutral hacienda. But as I bring that over, hopefully next time I will be bringing over, or try to bring over, a few bins and such, and also bring a ladder, a step stool, so I can try to get stuff from up top out of there, like not the cardboard boxes, but I know there are some blade sets up there that I need to get down. So yeah, so I'm gonna bring over a few bins and get this more organized next time, and yeah, hopefully I can bring over 2 of them, just get some of this stuff in bins. That way it'll be easy to kind of stack this each time I leave. So yeah, that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more videos to come.